Hello, church family. This is Brett Stevens, a discipleship pastor. I can see that I've got a little tag down here that says that I am Tony. I am not Tony, and I'll have to figure out how to get that removed. But I wasn't trying to do that today, so we're just going to go ahead. Today we're looking at the Gospel of John again, and this is chapter 15, verses 9 to 17. And in these verses, Jesus says that his command to his disciples, to those who will follow him, is that they would love each other. And now, this by itself seems like a simple enough command. Most people kind of naturally gravitate to this idea of, we want to love people, we want to be good to people, we want to be kind to people. But the key thing is that Jesus defines love in a very particular way. And it is not the way that we would typically define it. So he says, you want to know what the greatest example of love is? I'll tell you, it's this. It's that someone would lay down his life for his friends. And now he is, of course, speaking both prophetically about his own coming sacrifice for the sins of all people, but also he's telling his disciples that this is a model that he's laying down. In other words, that his death is not this sort of unique, exceptional event that no one would ever replicate. Rather, he's saying, I'm laying for you the foundation, the example of what it means to love. If there's ever any question about, well, how do I love this person? I really want well for them. Isn't that what's important? He says, no, this is love, that you would lay down your life for someone. Later on, his brother, James, will write in the book by his name that if someone says to another person, go and be well-fed and healthy and have a happy, blessed life, but doesn't do anything to provide that for them, then that isn't really of any significance. It doesn't mean anything. There's no value. There's nothing good being done there. And so this is what Jesus is talking about, that love produces real action. And so this is a challenging command to say, to love each other like this. This is what that means. But he holds out this really interesting promise as well. So it's not just love each other in this way that's really hard, but he says, I tell you what, you guys used to think of me as the Lord, the Master, the Teacher. And that's true, that's what I am. But you aren't my servants anymore. You're my friends. And so when I say this is what love is, that someone would lay down his life for his friends, you are my friends. And what a unique offering to be friends with our Savior, to be friends with God himself. And this is in such sharp contrast to the world in which these people lived. You see, the dominant philosophies of their world were from the Greeks and the Romans, who envisioned the gods as sort of like superheroes, like basically human. They looked human. They had the same sort of impulses and desires and needs that humans had, but they were powerful and controlling and authoritative. Definitely not your friend. You would offer them sacrifices. You would offer them prayers and reverence because you wanted them to be happy. They were kings and lords of the earth before whom you were just insignificant ants. And so you would either hope that you made them happy enough that they didn't decide to do something about you, or else you would try to appease them so that they would think of you as a useful pet. But you were not their friend. And in contrast to this, Jesus says, you are my friends. He says that we can know, connect to, and be loved by God. And this is a beautiful thing. It is a wonderful offering. And so as you go through your week, as you're reading the Bible, as you're thinking about these passages, I want you to pause for a moment in that truth, that reality, that you are God's friend, that he cares about you personally, that he wants to know you and be known by you. And so, friends, I hope that you will take this command, this challenge to love with a deep level of sacrifice very seriously. But I hope that you will also take along with it the wonderful blessing of being a friend of God. Have a great day.